chances are you've thought about seeking out an investor or a loan. Well, stats on PayNet in December 2010 showed the loaning to small businesses at a 5-year low. So why not go the investor route? Well, we're going to go inside the Dragon's Den to see what it is they look for in an investment. Let's go. The gatekeeper of the Dragon Show. So Tracie, what gets your attention of entrepreneurs and small businesses vying to be on Dragon's Den?
Okay, well, the key thing to remember about Dragon's Den is it's a TV program that happens to be about business. It's not the other way around. So for the producers, what we look for is sometimes different than what the Dragons look for. But we look for people that have great character, have a great story. We especially like people who are passionate. And I have to say the Dragons do like that as well. You know, Dragons are gonna like nail you to what your distribution channels are and what your methods of getting a market and building your product and how can they get out of it and make 10 times the money down the line. But we're looking at people who can create really compelling television. So maybe they've mortgaged everything to get their dream and they've suffered for it, or maybe they're so innovative, or they have such a crazy idea that they need to share. That's kind of what we're looking for. We look at a whole range of things. So nobody thinks they have a bad idea. Everybody thinks their idea is good, and we sort of start even playing field for that. Everybody who comes in has the same dream.
Okay, Chris, after the verbal deal, why would a deal not go through?
Well, Tara, there's a lot of reasons why a deal may not go through. And first of all, you better understand, when someone talks about doing financial due diligence, it's a rigorous process. In fact, they'll be looking at a lot of corners under a lot of rocks, and they'll find out stuff about your business. So, what are the key reasons why some of these deals are failing during due diligence? Well, best to explain this is through examples. And one example was a company had agreed to a valuation on the show, but it failed to mention to the Dragons they had over $1 million in third-party bank debt, which wasn't counted in the value. So all of a sudden that business essentially had no value, and therefore a deal could not happen. Another interesting fact is there has been times where the entrepreneur refuses to do the value they agreed on the show. And part of it was in certain scenarios where post-show they got a whole bunch of interested new business and felt that their value had changed. So there is a second part to that equation. Other factors, and this is what people may not know, is we will do a formal background check on every potential investor that comes through the process. And that background check goes through a lot of rigor about your history, and it gets all the dirt out there. It's pretty in-depth. And there has been scenarios where the entrepreneur had a bit of a cloudy past, and any investor will take that in consideration and will not want to go into partnership with an entrepreneur if their past has issues that weren't brought to the forefront. So those are some examples of where deals have failed post. One other point I wanted to mention, Tara, was that the value, as much as the show itself has a fixed value that you have to come for the amount that you stated, there have been scenarios where post-deal, post-due diligence, the value in fact changed because of new information, but they were still able to come up to a deal at a new value. So understand that as an entrepreneur, if you want to do a deal, sometimes the initial handshake, due diligence will change that value. It doesn't mean the deal has to die, but that in fact the value may need to change.
So you've heard what it takes to get into the Dragon's Den, and you've heard what it takes to pass the due diligence process. Make sure to watch Dragon's Den at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays on CBC.